Hello, everyone. We're going to ask you to stand for the invocation, if you don't mind. Thank you so much. If we'll bow our heads, please. God, we set this time aside to say thank you for bringing us together to celebrate family and friends who are represented here today. As we gather here today, we pause for a moment to reflect on the purpose that brings us together, and in doing so, we recognize the commitment, resilience, and vision to sustain this college, especially around our shared mission and vision. May you guide us and give us wisdom and strength to be able to collaborate at deeper levels. Help us remember the power of education to open doors, to change lives, and to build a future rooted in hope, opportunity, and a sense of belonging. May this gathering inspire new ideas, deepen our partnerships, and renew our shared dedication to growth and service. As we are here today, God, give us clarity of purpose, the courage to innovate, and the compassion to lead with open hearts. Finally, we ask that you would bless this food for our nourishment and for our bodies, God, and we ask you to bless the hands that have prepared it. Also, let us not forget those among us who are less fortunate. It's in your name we pray. Amen. If you'll remain standing, we'll do the pledge to the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. At this time, we're going to ask Mr. Jose Nicholas from our Veterans Center if he was joining us on stage.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Jose Nicholas, and I'm the Veteran Services Coordinator here at San Jacinto College. I've been with the college now for almost 2 years, and San Jacinto College was my first employer upon my retirement from the Marine Corps after 30 years of active service. Interestingly enough, I did attend San Jacinto College, and now, over 30 years later, everything has come back full circle. As I'm with the college again, but now from a different perspective. When I retired from the Marine Corps, I knew that I wanted to give back to the community, especially to the veterans in one form or another. I was very fortunate in my career to have individuals who looked out for me, provided me guidance, and mentored me along the way so that I could be successful in my career. In other words, I didn't do it alone. I had individuals to show me what right looked like. And now that I'm in a different stage of my life, I feel that it is important and it is my turn to pay it forward to other veterans and help them be successful just like someone helped me. And what better way to do that than right here with the college, working with Veteran Services. I would also like to highlight to those veterans and family members that are considering San Jacinto College, know that we are here for you and you're not alone. We know that this academic journey can be challenging, overwhelming, and even confusing at times. But we are here for you. You don't have to take this journey all alone. You could even say that we're your battle buddy, because we'll be with you every step of the way, providing you that guidance, advice, and connecting you to those available resources to allow you to be successful. Know that you can count on us. And just like the Marine Corps' motto of Semper Fidelis, which means always faithful, our Veteran Services also embodies that saying, because we are always faithful and committed to our students' success. Thank you. And now, please welcome to the stage San Jacinto College Chancellor, Dr. Brenda Hellier.
Thank you, Jose, for that introduction. And just know how much we really appreciate what Jose and his team are all doing. And I do want to introduce his wife, Cassandra, is here with him also, so thank you for being here. So our veteran centers, they're here for veteran students. They're designed to make sure we're taking care of our veterans. And since this is almost November and Veterans Day is just a couple of weeks away, I want to share a little bit about the work that Jose and our veteran centers are doing and what their teams are doing to help support our veterans. So last year, Jose created and led the planning and the whole event for our first Veterans Resource Fair. This was an event that brought 36 different vendors, including federal and state vendors, really focused around veterans' needs, to the campuses to help connect with veterans so that they could understand what resources were available. We're going to host the second annual event on November 8th. If you click this QR code up on the screen, it'll give you information. This is an event open to the public, and we want you to send any veterans you know here for this event. It really does make it a way for them to be able to get more information on resources that are important to them. Additionally, Jose and our Veteran Services Department, they work very closely with the U.S. Marine Reserve, and so they're doing a Toy for Tots campaign, so we'll be opening up those places for donations also, so we'd love to get your help around those projects. You also heard him mention the Buddy program, the Battle Buddy program. We had 230 veterans last year that participated in the Battle Buddy program, and it was really where they came in and they did buddy checks, making sure that they were getting important supports they needed. They had networking opportunities and just a way to talk to somebody and make connections. Their team has already doubled its outreach programs in order to connect veterans and their families to important resources. And our veteran centers provide a place, and those veteran centers were actually funded by our foundation several years ago, but they provide a place for families to study, grab a snack, learn about available benefits, and then just connect with others. Our veteran population is really an important population here at San Jac. We serve about 600 veteran students on an annual basis, another 325. And veterans departments have done a great job in making sure that our veterans know how to link their military experience with the education opportunities here. And so it really is about making sure that we're an incredible resource for these veterans. And in August, Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced that San Jacinto College received the Silver Veterans Education Excellence Recognition Award. And this means that San Jacinto College ranks among 24 Texas colleges and universities of higher education that are providing veteran services, making sure that they're excellent services to really make sure that our veterans are succeeding, and making sure, again, that the resources are in place. So I want to take a moment to recognize the veterans, the active military, and the first responders that are in the audience today. There's a large group of you, and we just want to thank you for your service. So would you all stand, please? Thank you for your service. You are what makes this country, what makes it where we have the greatest country. So now I want to welcome all of you to the 2024 State of the College. We're again here in our Lyondell-Basell Center for Petrochemical Energy and Technology. And I know you've all heard me say it before, but this is a premier training center. And it was built by industry for industry. And it really epitomizes San Jac's commitment to serving our students, our community, and our business partners. And so thank you all for joining us. And I also want to give a recognition to the people that are online. We're doing a live stream today, so thank you all who are online for tuning in. We really appreciate that, and we'll make sure you see all of the videos and the graphics also. So, our theme today is about San Jacinto College and how we rise to meet the needs of our students and our community so that our region remains economically strong and our students are prepared for their next steps after graduation. We change lives, and we do that every day. Our impact is seen and felt throughout this institution, our local communities, the region, and yes, throughout the state. And I bet I could make a pretty good argument that it's felt throughout the country. And so just so you know, I think our impact is that broad. Our people are resilient because we know the challenges our students face each and every day: financial, childcare, transportation, food and housing insecurities, and there is a long list. But with our support and with our students' resiliency, they meet these challenges head-on and they succeed. They complete their certificates and their degrees, and they then transfer for a successful completion at a university, or they enter the workforce at good-paying jobs. Our students meet the challenges and they persevere and they achieve success. And innovation. Innovation is one of our core values here at San Jacinto College. Innovation is what moves us forward. It's what keeps San Jacinto College, our faculty, our staff, and our students at the forefront of higher education and workforce training opportunities. And if we weren't innovative, we could not train for the changing demands and the expectations that the workforce is expecting from us. We wouldn't be strong regional partners with our universities, and we wouldn't be able to ensure that our students are having the transfer opportunities once they go to those universities. They're going at junior status and not losing credits. Support is a cornerstone of our mission. We support our students from the moment they walk into the door, actually earlier, when they're in the high schools or as they're thinking about us, until they transition into their careers or their next steps after degree attainment. And we reach out to our students at multiple points throughout their journey. We want to make sure they're progressing. We want to make sure that they're earning a credential, that they're staying on the pathway, they have the supports they need, and that they really are able to just make those changes that they need to be successful. And excellence is woven throughout everything we do here at San Jacinto College. Our faculty and staff provide a learning experience that allows our students to shine and excel. I have several powerful stories. You're going to hear them today. Much information to share with you. And I hope you'll realize, as I do, that we're changing lives here at San Jacinto College. And I think I've told you before, I'm truly honored and I'm incredibly grateful to serve as Chancellor of San Jacinto College, because you can definitely see firsthand what's happening. So before I move on, I need to tell you a little bit more about San Jacinto College, and then I'm going to give you some introductions, and I'm going to get into some other things about what the college is doing. So we're one of 50 community colleges in Texas. We're the 8th largest in enrollment. This fall semester, we have 31,928 students enrolled in credit programs. By the end of the year, we'll make it at 45,000 students for an annual basis. 64% of our students are enrolled part-time. They're working students. And 36% are attending full-time. Last academic year, this is our preliminary data. It's not yet certified by the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, but preliminary data says that we awarded 7,824 credentials to 6,305 graduates. That represents a 50% increase over 10 years ago. And that's in addition, thank you, that is really a great number. And that's in addition to the 2,951 students who transferred to four-year universities. So we serve the communities of East Harris County, and we're really proud of that. Our taxing district includes Channelview, Deer Park, Galena Park, LaPorte, Pasadena, and Sheldon Independent School Districts, and then we have a small portion of Clear Creek and Humble ISD in our taxing district, and part of Clear Creek is in our service area. About half of our students come from our taxing district, but the other half of them come from all across Houston and this Gulf Coast region. Our students, they're really here to make sure that they're getting the best education, and we're delighted that they're coming to us from across all the region. So let me make some introductions, and I've got a lot of them, okay? So you guys need to be ready for this. So we're going to take this in groups, and you're not going to clap until I do one group, and then you can clap, okay? If you clap a lot, you're only going to be extending things, okay? So at San Jacinto College, we're covered by a board of trustees. They're elected. They're comprised of 7 officials that represent all areas of our taxing district. Each trustee serves for 6 years. They serve voluntarily, and they serve because they're committed to what we do. They're committed to excellence, student success, equity, fiscal responsibility, and continuous improvement. They're passionate about our people, our programs, and they're really committed to transforming the socioeconomic mobility and status of this region. So board members, as I call your name, please stand and be recognized. And audience, hold your applause until I'm done. So we have Marie Flickinger, our board chair. We have Dan Mims, right there's Marie, Dan Mims, John Moon Jr., Keith Sinor, and Larry Wilson. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for your commitment to our students and our community. And again, they serve all of you, and they do an amazing job. And we have our San Jacinto College Foundation, and it was formed about 30 years ago. Its whole purpose is to make sure that it's helping students achieve their educational goals. And those are their higher education credentials is ultimately what they want to help with. We know now, more than ever before, our students face many challenges when it comes to attending college, and how to pay for them is one of the top things on the list. And so since its formation, the San Jacinto College Foundation has raised more than $69 million in scholarships and dollars for programs here at San Jacinto College, and that work continues today. So I want to recognize the board members that are here. The board of directors are community leaders. They're people that are passionate about what we do. They're passionate about the success of the college, but ultimately the success of our students in our community. And so if you're on the foundation board, I'm going to call your names out, and then if you'll stand, we'll give you all a round of applause. So we've got Tom Butler, Michael Carsons, Katie Crackle, Bob Davey, Israel Garcia, Rick Guerrero, Rebecca Lilly, Dan Mims, John Moon Jr., Mason Paris, Keith Sinor, Molly Smith, Brenda Thompson, Connie Valerius, Terry Zamora, did I get Keith Sinor? And Executive Director Robert Cage. Let's give them all a round of applause. All right, did I miss any of them? All right, good. I really thank them for all the important work they're doing in helping meet the financial needs and the financial barriers that our students face. And then we're fortunate to have some elected officials with us today. And the delegation that serves San Jacinto College, they are really focused on what's best for our students and our employees. And it's a great partnership about how we all work together to strengthen the region. And during the federal and state legislative session, we spend a lot of time in DC and Austin. It's myself, it's board members, it's other employees. And our legislators always make time to hear our concerns and what issues are impacting our students. They really are focused on the challenges that our students are facing. And then at the local level, we have strong partnerships with our cities, our counties, our mayors, our city council people, our judge, commissioners, and all of our school boards and the other community college trustees. And so, again, we value these partnerships, and really it's about how do we work together as a region. So I'm going to have a bunch here, and you're all going to stand, and I'm going to go through the list, okay? So you're going to hold your applause. Jay Guerrero, it represents Senator John Cornyn. Kelly Waterman, representing Senator Ted Cruz. Will Carter, representing Congressman Brian Babin. We have Marissa Rendon, representing Congressman Sylvia Garcia. Dennis Paul, representing himself. Faye Picard, representing Dr. Greg Bonin. Adrian Sun, representing Briscoe Kane. We have Bianca Carrizal, representing Representative Marianne Perez. Dina Flores is also here. And then we have Stephanie Tanner, representing Senator Mays Middleton. We have Jerry Garcia, Harris County Precinct 2. Phil Sandlin, Harris County Precinct 8. Holly Williamson, Harris County Justice of the Peace, Precinct 8, Place 1. We have John Keeney, the mayor of City of Taylor Lake Village. We also have Bob Davey, who is the councilman at City of Taylor Lake Village. Judy Palermos, representing Emmanuel Guerrero, City of Pasadena. Thomas Shanebein is here, representing City of Pasadena as a city councilman. Jeff Martin, LaPorte ISD trustee. Mason Paris, LaPorte ISD trustee. Cheryl Sellers, Brazos Port College trustee. Kevin Cole, City of Pearland mayor. And who else have I missed? All right, let's give them a round of applause. All right. Thank you, all of you, for working with us. Your support is so incredibly important to our work. And I need to continue with a few more introductions. We work really closely with our school district partners to ensure that their students, when they come to us, have all the opportunities they need to succeed. And this fall, we have 7,360 dual credit students taking classes with us, and that represents 23% of our enrollment. And about 800 of those students will graduate in May with a degree or a certificate, and they'll graduate about 2 weeks before they graduate from high school. And as I mentioned earlier, we have about 3,000 students who transfer every year to universities. Majority of those are going right here in our region. They're going to University of Houston Clear Lake, University of Houston Downtown, and UH Maine. And so partnerships are really important. And I mentioned earlier there's 8 community colleges along with San Jac in this Gulf Coast region. We work really closely with them and the other community colleges across Texas. Our communities need to know that we're all aligned, and we work really hard together to make sure that that's happening. So I'm going to introduce the representatives from our school districts that are here, our universities, and our community colleges. We have Karen Engel, the superintendent of Clear Creek ISD. Dr. Robert Exley, the president of Alvin Community College, also a San Jac graduate. Dr. Tori Hill, superintendent from Channelview ISD. Dr. Walter Jackson, superintendent of LaPorte ISD. Dr. Demetrius McCall, superintendent of Sheldon. Dr. Deanne Powell, superintendent of Pasadena. Dr. Richard Walker, president of University of Houston Clear Lake. And then we have other representatives from these institutions and these school districts. So would all of you please stand as a group, and let's give you a round of applause. And I want to have a special thank you, and I can see her over there, and she's going to glare at me, so I won't look that way. But I want to do a recognition for Deanne Powell. She's retiring this year as the superintendent for Pasadena ISD, and she's been a great partner with San Jacinto College, with us having 6 early college high schools, and just a tremendous program with them. And she's been a great friend to me personally, and so let's give her a round of applause and best wishes for her retirement. And I'm sure I could find some job for her to do when she gets bored after 3 months of retirement. So, all right. So, we know that a strong economy and the success of our local businesses is vital to a region. And we're really proud of our partnerships with our chambers of commerce, our economic development organizations, and just all the different community organizations. And so, if you serve on a board, or if you're part of the staff at one of our chambers or economic development groups or community groups, would you please stand so we can recognize you also? Our alignment with you and making sure we're representing this region is critically important. And so we thank you for all those partnerships. And we'll be at board meetings, or if you need a speaker or whatever you need, we're here. And at San Jacinto College, we have a strategic leadership team. They're comprised of the campus and college-wide leadership, but they report in to me. I know some of you wish them well on doing that, right? But they're a group of innovators. They're committed to success. They're committed to academic excellence and to real-world achievement. And you can see their names on the screen, so if that team would stand up, I'd like to give them a round of applause also. Our students, employees, and our region have faced incredible challenges in recent years, and that brings me now to talking about our theme for today, RISE. The first one is resilience. And when I think about all the challenges from the various weather systems that we've faced, then just to federal issues that we've had with the FAFSA, to apply Texas issues for the application for our students, our employees and our students have had a lot of challenges in just making sure we get students enrolled and keeping them successful in classes. And if you looked up the definition of resiliency, I think you'd find a picture of somebody named Ted Tolley. And Ted, I'm going to tell you about him. Each year at the May commencement, I give out some fun facts. I give out who the youngest is and who the oldest is. So at May's graduation, the youngest graduate was 14 years old. They were earning their associate degree. And our most senior graduate was 74, earning his associate degree. And as you can expect, that kind of question, or when I ask it, gets a lot of robust excitement, and people are looking around to see if they can spot the oldest and the youngest. And it's really a lot of fun. Well, Ted Tolley was our most senior graduate in May. And it was an accomplishment that took him 50 years to achieve. His wife, Susan, is a department chair here at San Jacinto College. She's at our South Campus. And Ted says that if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't have ever continued on to get his degree. He started at Brazosport College in 1973. He went to school in between oil and gas jobs, and he says that kids and work just kept him busy. But this last time at San Jacinto College, he was committed that he was going to complete. And so he finished his general studies degree, all online. And when I asked him what advice he'd give to others like him who might not be sure if they should come back or if they should even start, he said, you just need to start with a class or two because you have to start somewhere. And San Jacinto College will help you get through the rest. So talk about rising to the challenge. And so this fall, we have 137 students who have declared the Bachelor of Applied Technology and Cybersecurity as their major. We have another 274 that are in the pipeline. They're working on their associate degree to start being eligible for that Bachelor of Applied Technology degree. Our associate degree just received recognition from the Center of Academic Excellence in Cyber Defense. It's a designation awarded by the National Security Agency. It's a rigorous process. And the reason we wanted this designation was because it makes sure that we're meeting program-specific needs that are needed by the industry. And so part of the cybersecurity program is a hands-on experience that's happening within our Security Operations Center. And so the program will start having labs in the SOC starting this spring. And it'll give students the opportunity to work directly with San Jack's cybersecurity team using the same kind of tools that they're going to be using as they're getting employed at other companies. We're really excited about this new degree program. It's helping to fill a critical workforce need now, but even a more critical one that's going to continue into the future. I want to thank our faculty and our staff and our advisory team, our advisory committee members for all the work they did in making this a reality. I never thought when we pulled that team together that it would be the next bachelor program, but that's what they said was needed. And so thank you to all of that group. And now I'm going to go on to another cool program. This one is biotechnology and biomanufacturing. And I mentioned this program to you last year. Man, it's gaining momentum and it's getting really exciting. Last fall, we announced that we had a partnership with the National Institute of Bioprocessing Research and Technology out of Ireland. It's called NIBRT. We are the exclusive provider of NIBRT licensed training for 11 states in Southeast United States. And so that new licensing agreement, along with our new Associate of Applied Science in Biomanufacturing degree, is underway. We're teaching those courses at our South Campus right now. The initial cohort is full, which is really exciting. And then we're also offering customizable industry training. And it aims to equip new biomanufacturing technicians with the core skills they need to get hired. Recently, we delivered training to biomanufacturing professionals at companies like Solugen and CellReady. So it's pretty cool. And in January, we broke ground on our new Center for Biotechnology at our Generation Park campus. This center is going to open the second quarter of 2025. And what this facility is going to do, it's going to give students, again, a lot of additional hands-on experiences. It's going to have a pilot-scale bioprocessing center. It's going to include upstream, downstream, fill finish, and a fully functional clean room. And there will be specific curriculum around gene therapy and cell therapy, and then other specialties that continue to evolve. This, again, is one of those areas that everything you keep hearing about is how do you meet the needs that's going to be out there in the future. I believe with what we've done with our associate degree and then with what we're doing with our new center, that we're going to be able to make sure that we're meeting the workforce needs now and in the future. And it really will help put Houston to be at a place where we're going to be, where companies are coming and selecting us. There's a couple of companies looking right now at this Houston region, and the workforce piece of it is critically important. And so it's about attracting and retaining the workforce and attracting and retaining new companies coming into this area. So we're really excited to be at the forefront of this training. And if that wasn't enough, our program director of biotechnology, Dr. Nicole Bradley, just got appointed the co-chair of the National Institute for Innovation in Manufacturing of Biopharmaceuticals. It's a national group that looks at how do we make sure that the biomanufacturing industry is getting the workforce that they need. She's going to be the community college co-chair. It'll have other higher education institutions there, but most importantly, it'll have industry members at the table to make sure that the educational institutions are meeting their needs. So let's give Nicole a round of applause for that recognition. And this past spring, with the support of the Houston Endowment, we launched the Bachelor of Applied Science in Early Childhood Education. This program is for both first-time in college students and also for people who are coming back to school wanting to build on their existing credentials. We're really grateful to the Chesmar Foundation. They donated another $900,000 to us for this program. Half of those dollars are going directly for scholarships for tuition, books, supplies, and the other half is going to support alternative certification program testing. And you heard me mention earlier, finances are always an issue for our students, and so having these funds available to directly assist them is really going to make the difference between if they can start and complete a program or not. So in August, we held a celebration for the first cohort of the new bachelor's degree. There they are up on the screen. It was an amazing event. It really gave an opportunity for students and faculty and administrators to connect, and it let the students meet with educators that they in the field already. This program provides a great platform for a strong partnership with our school districts because it offers pathways for paraprofessionals to work towards a degree while continuing to work at the school district. And so they can do their internships there while they're going ahead and moving forward with their degree. This fall, we have 123 students who have declared the bachelor's program as their major, and we have another 443 students enrolled in the associate degree so that they'll be in the pipeline for that bachelor program also. So that's pretty cool, and I think it's going to meet a huge need in this region and across the whole Houston region for teacher shortages. And finally, I need to tell you about innovation from a standpoint of Sanjak Online. You know, thanks to the pandemic, we all were thrust into a world that was online. Today, about 63% of our students are taking at least one online course. And we recognize the need for online programs that students can complete from start to finish. And so because of that, we've developed 60 online credentials. Start to finish can be done online. Our opportunity and our challenge is how do we continue to respond and innovate in a demanding world with a lot of different changes happening? How do we create a standard of quality for online instruction? And then how do we utilize innovative technologies to make sure that we're supporting student engagement, supporting learning, and just making sure that this is across all modalities of our instruction. So earlier this year, we announced that next fall, we'll be officially launching Sanjak Online as our new virtual campus. We've hired dedicated staff for this campus, including a chief officer for online learning. We just call him Cool. It's Dr. Ken Tidwell, and he oversees the implementation and the launch and all aspects of our approach to online learning and really helping where do we head for the future. The work's begun. We've got various committees from across the college working. We've got over 120 employees, faculty, and staff working on what is this new design and how does that need to integrate with the rest of the college. The implementation teams will continue to meet over this next year, and then we'll roll out the full Sanjak Online campus next fall. And I want to ask Ken to stand up, Mr. Cool, to stand up and be recognized. Where is he? All right. I know he's out there, so. We'll be doing a launch party this spring. It'll be online, of course, so be watching for that. But this is really where we need to be heading as we continue moving forward. At San Jacinto College, supporting our students as they succeed and complete is one of our top priorities. We know that students face many challenges and barriers. You've heard me talk about them. It's from childcare and transportation to mental health concerns to food insecurities. And sometimes, to be honest, it's confusing processes when they transfer into college from wherever they're coming from. But let me tell you, our student services team, all of our employees are focused on how do we support students from start to finish. So watch this video and you'll get a little feel of some of the services that we have available to our students. So I have one more introduction. I'm going to see if I can get about 5 more. No. Where is Stephen Harrell? I know he's here. So Deer Park Superintendent, thank you for being here also. We appreciate it. My son goes to Deer Park. I had to make sure I gave him a shout out. So no matter what challenges our students face, we're here for them. We have grants and other financial resources available for them. We can help cover childcare and transportation and just general supplies, emergency loans. You saw in the video the SJC Marketplace, which provides food and other essential items for supplies for students. We had more than 3,700 students who visited the SJC Marketplace last year. No questions asked. They take what they need. And in partnership with the Houston Food Bank and Shell, we've also have refrigerated food lockers in these in our marketplaces. So students who can't make it there during normal hours, but they need food, they can go online, they can place an order, and it's placed in this locker for them so that they can pick it up at their convenience. Again, making sure that we're there when they need us. We also provide personal supports for students. This could be from mental health. This could be a counselor for that, for foster care resources, for disability supports, supports for our neurodiverse students, connections for pregnant and parenting students, and the list just goes on and on. I don't think I need to say it again, but I feel I do, that it's about our employees. They care so deeply for our students. They want to make sure that we're putting all the resources in place to make sure that they succeed, and I see that each and every day. And so those are some of the services. But if there's a service we find that we're not offering, we really get creative in what else can we do to help. So I want to take a moment now to do a shout out for our student services team. I mentioned them a little bit earlier. I mentioned about FAFSA and the application. So last spring and summer were really tough on our student services team. The free application for federal financial aid was getting revamped. I'm sure you all read about it in the newspaper, the FAFSA. It didn't become available for students until several months after it normally would have been. And when it did, the application, it was temperamental, intermittent, a lot prone to errors. And we heard from thousands of students and their families about the issues they were having completing the form. They had to resubmit, they had to reprocess, and our applications actually dropped about 5% last year because of those kind of issues. And there was really, it was just a whole system delay. And over the summer then, not only was that an issue, but the Apply Texas, which is the application that all college students across Texas use, that underwent revisions. And so students' applications weren't getting submitted either. And so for those kind of delays, there was actually a week where we got no applications, which was totally unusual for our summer. But our student services and our financial aid teams, they really adapted quickly. They collaborated on how did we need to help out and reach out to our students. And then they adjusted internally and put in additional accommodations. They increased in communications, they increased outreach efforts, put together FAQs, video tutorials, and just as every problem got identified, we had new tutorials to help them figure out what was going on. There were virtual labs that they could go to so they could get real-time help. Again, all of that staff went above and beyond their day-to-day operations in what is an incredibly busy time anyhow, but they put in the extra efforts because we didn't want to leave any student behind. And I truly believe those efforts are what helped us have an increase in enrollment this year and making sure that students didn't feel that they needed to give up. I want to give all of those student support and financial aid services offices a round of applause. So let's give them a clap right now. And as we navigated through the pandemic a few years ago, we did something called Sanjak Cares calls. And this was a calling program, and it was really for the first time students that we wanted to reach out to them and make sure they had an extra touch point during the pandemic. And so we started making phone calls, and it was a way to connect with them so that they knew somebody cared about them. Those calls really seemed to work, and students felt that somebody was reaching out to them and cared about them. And so we continued with these calls, even since COVID's been over, and it has had such a positive impact. So this past academic year, 86 employee volunteers contacted 10,849 students, and these are first-year students, to make sure everything was okay. What do they need? Are they getting the supports that they need? And when I say employee volunteers, these are employees that kept their regular duties, their regular job, and just added on phone calls. They got lists on a weekly basis and made phone calls, just double checking. And when I ask them why they made these calls, their responses are always, because we know our students need to know that Sanjak cares. And so again, I want to thank every one of those 86 employees who took the time to make those calls. They're powerful. And so it does make a difference in our students, and it's part of those additional touch points that we put in place. And I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you about Promise at Sanjak, right? I know you all want to know about it. So the Promise Scholarship, it's a bold effort, and we know it is. It's something that we believe is needed for our community and for our ability to change lives. We know it's about changing the social and economic mobility of this entire region. If you haven't heard, our Promise at Sanjak scholarship is available to every high school student who lives in our taxing district. It's for every graduate, regardless of income or GPA. On an annual basis, that's about 7,500 students that are eligible for the Promise Scholarship. The student has to complete an application. They have to fill out the financial aid form. They have to enroll full-time at Sanjak the fall following their graduation from high school. During their time with us, they have to maintain a 2.0, and they need to complete a credential within 3 years after starting with us. And if they do all of that, their certificate or their degree is debt-free, no cost to them. And you heard me say before, it's a promise for a promise. The students have to promise to perform. And our college is going to promise to make sure they get an education that's debt-free. And I think it's just a very, very powerful program. It's really amazing. It's hard to believe that we started this program with a pilot 5 years ago. And those first 2 cohorts have completed. They're done with their 3 years. Between those 2 cohorts, it was 870 students, and they completed now with 66% favorable outcomes. And when we look at favorable outcomes, we're looking to make sure they completed a degree or a certificate, that they transferred to a university. If they didn't complete, they can transfer before they complete their certificate, or if they're continuing enrollment part-time. As long as they've started that journey and they're continuing part-time and still trying to complete, these are successes to us, so 66%. And over the last 3 years, 8,502 students have been Promise Scholars, 8,502. This fall semester, 2,975 of those scholars were welcomed to campus, and they were just the May graduates, and they just started the program with us. Their top choice of major is natural sciences, and for some of them, this is going to be their stepping stone, their prerequisites for healthcare programs, such as nursing, surgical tech, respiratory therapist. The top transfer majors are, in addition to natural sciences, general studies, business, social behavioral sciences, math, and computer science. And the top technical programs, process technology, welding, electrical, criminal justice, early childhood, real estate, and IT. 76% of our Promise Scholars are first in their families to pursue higher education, meaning their first generation to college. This is 6,500 families that have been empowered with new opportunities. And together, we're really transforming this community, I believe. I want you to hear from one of our Promise alumni students. You'll hear how Promise impacted him.
The reason why I signed up for the Promise Scholarship was because I needed to go to a college that I could afford. And St. Jack Promise helped me and my family tremendously due to the fact that it was free. We didn't have to worry about a cost, any books, tuition. I was in district, so it helped a lot as well. The reason why I would recommend it to high school students is because there's no cost to your education and it's a smooth process from high school to college. My plans going forward is to get my bachelor's degree in psychology at the University of Texas Permian Basin in Odessa. I want to thank those who donated to the Promise program because it helped my education experience tremendously and also allowed me to come out of college with the least amount of debt, and I greatly appreciate you guys.
So you know the expansion of the Promise Scholarship from the pilot to reaching all students within our taxing district became a reality in 2021 with a $30 million donation from Mackenzie Scott. And it really put in motion the vision that our College Board of Trustees and the San Jacinto College Board of Directors had for this program from the start. And so what they said is, we want to commit to having an endowment because we want to make sure this is available for all future generations. And when I'm out and about, I hear that. Is this forever? It's forever. That's what we're working towards. Our San Jacinto College Foundation has been working tirelessly to raise the Promise at San Jac Endowment. We're incredibly grateful for all the funds that have been put towards this. Many of you in this room, personally, your companies, your organizations have been committed to raising those funds. And on the screen you see our gala. Our gala happened in May. It raised $680,000 net for the Promise Endowment. And before I go on, I got to just ask all of the people who were on the gala host committee or the auction committee to please stand. I know we've got Molly and Carol and we've got Ray and Keith, but everybody, would all of you stand? These people created an amazing event, and it was clear that their hearts were focused on changing the lives of our communities and future generations. It's been absolutely amazing. And then we recently received an anonymous grant of $1.5 million. It was from a foundation who heard about the work that was going on. And this grant came in two parts. The first is a $500,000 direct donation into the Promise Endowment, and the other $1 million is a matching gift. And so we're working right now to raise that additional $1 million match for them. We have reached 85% of the $30 million endowment, and that is a huge success, and we're going to knock this out. It is really what we have to do to make sure that this program, everybody knows it's forever. And so right now we're signing up the 2025 Promise cohort. They have until February 28th to pledge, so we're in the high schools right now, working very closely with all of our partners, making sure all the kids and their family know this is out there. So make sure you get the word out. If you live in our taxing district, this is available. It's also available to homeschool students. And so excellence is not just a word you hear us talk about, it's part of who our institution is. It's one of our values. It's what we believe really is the measure for ourselves. Every day, our faculty and our staff strive for excellence. They strive for excellence for themselves and for our students and for our community. And every now and again, that excellence gets recognized. And so I do want to make sure that you know, earlier this year, the Aspen Institute recognized us as a finalist for the Aspen Prize. Again, we're one of the top 10 community colleges in the country. That's number 10 out of more than 1,100. This is the 5th consecutive time that we have been recognized as a top 10. And this recognition really is because of the continued focus on serving all students, serving our community, serving our region, making sure we have a skilled workforce, and that our students are prepared to transfer. Next week, the Aspen team is coming. They're doing an on-site visit. Many of you are in those interviews. I think they'll be interviewing about 120 people. I'll keep you posted when they make the final announcement in April for who wins the Aspen Prize. And then when we talk about excellence, it's all focused around our employees, our faculty and staff, and they're making that impact. I want to recognize one of our faculty members. It's Dr. Salusian Joseph. Salusian is the department chair of our English department here at Central Campus. He has presented numerous times. He's at numerous conferences. He's written countless op-eds and articles, and the topics range from Haitian Revolution to African Christian literature. He's an expert in Caribbean and Haitian literature. He speaks French, Haitian Creole, and English, and he has not just one doctorate, but two. He is a little of an overachiever, but what's most impressive about him is his commitment to our students, the colleagues, and the college in general. He is committed to collaboration and developing others. He initiated a mentoring program for new faculty in the English department, and then he led the English and the petrochemical faculty together to develop a new technical writing course specifically for students in these technical programs. This was at the request of industry, and that course is launched this fall. And then the students and the industry partners are going to evaluate how did this course meet their needs, and are our students really coming to the industry partners more prepared because of this work? That kind of innovation and excellence that just drives the work here at San Jac. I could recognize a whole lot more of the things that Dr. Joseph does, but I want to ask him to stand because he is our 2025 Minnie Piper Stevens nominee. This is a state nominee. His package is being sent to the Texas Comptroller's office, and he's competing to be recognized as one of the top faculty, outstanding professors in the entire state. And so we're really proud of him and all of his accomplishments for what he's doing for our students. And so before I close, I have another recognition. Jacob Zumlaut. And so Jacob and his family, they immigrated to the United States in 2014 from a small refugee camp in the Middle East. He always wanted to become a physician, but he knew he needed to learn to speak and write English before he could do that. And he found San Jacinto College, which helped him learn the English language. Plus, he took additional classes, and the faculty he had just solidified his desire to enter the medical field. And he worked hard, and he sought guidance, and he was recruited for and then accepted into the highly competitive Summer Health Professionals education program at UT Health Science Center here in Houston. And then he received early admissions to the University of Houston Medical School, and he got a scholarship also. So he's currently in his second year in medical school. He's on track to graduate in 2027. And he said that San Jacinto College is more than a community college. It's a community. It's a stepping stone to whatever you want to do. So Jacob, where are you? Let me give you a round of applause. That's the group. Thank you. Thank you so much. So Jacob is just one of the many lives that have been changed by attending San Jacinto College. And I want to close out with one more video so you can really see that impact.
I change lives at San Jacinto College in 3 different ways. The first way is by getting the students excited about their goals and what the future holds for them. The second way is by helping them to find their fit. What academic program works best for them? And the third way is helping students to navigate the admissions process. When I was going through these steps, it was very confusing, and I didn't have the guidance that I felt like I needed. And so this is very important to me and something that's near and dear to my heart so that I can pass that information along to our students.
I change lives through San Jacinto College by providing access to the arts to people who would otherwise not have direct access. In a gallery such as this, students have access to a professional level art exhibition right in their backyards. Another way I change lives through San Jacinto College is by providing students faculty members who are top professionals in their field. Any creative medium can be explored at San Jacinto College, and our faculty are the direct line students have towards access to those industries.
I change lives at San Jacinto College by offering both information and inspiration. Whether it's leading my department or teaching biology, I aim to empower faculty, staff, and students to reach their goals by sharing knowledge and showing a genuine concern for their success. Seeing them accomplish their goals gives me a real sense of purpose.
To help us celebrate the spirit of RISE, resilience, innovation, success, and excellence. And they're not just words, they really are the experiences and the reality of our students and our faculty, our staff, and hopefully our community. We believe they are. So thank you for all of your support and for being part of San Jacinto College, and just knowing you're helping us change lives. So thank you for being here, and I really enjoy it. Thank you. Bye-bye.